Last year, I launched my very first brand and I did 9K in revenue the first month. But I honestly could have 10x that just by using AI. And you might be saying, Varo, I think you're bullshitting with me. Well, our recent results say otherwise. We did 100K our very first month with a brand new product. And honestly, most of it was because of AI. We utilized it heavy this time around. And in this video, I'm going to be showing you the exact prompts we use for our brands. And so you could use it for your brand and get the best possible outcome. So let's go ahead and lock in. Make sure you're not busy for the next 10 minutes or so. Let's hop right in the computer. So normally my first question is something along the lines of, what are some good products that do over 500K in revenue a month on Amazon that can crush it on TikTok Shop or have no, what do you call it? Have no presence on it. And it's going to be very vague, right? Because ChatGPT is not a software like Smart Scout where it's specifically only Amazon and it gets all the APIs from there. But this is just something more along the lines, very vague, right? And that's kind of what we want. So it says beauty and personal care products. It says kitchen appliances. Was there smart home devices? Let's just scroll all the way to the bottom. Normally what I do, final takes, beauty and personal care. So now let's look at beauty and personal care. That's a category I really like. That's when I say beauty and personal care. Give me a few products on the rise in this category. And sometimes I ask specifically about TikTok Shop, but most of the time I honestly don't, just because same thing with Amazon, it can't really pull APIs from TikTok Shop, right? So it's better for it to be vague on the market, get the entire TAM and not just a TAM specifically on a marketplace. And now it's giving us a few products. Let's see. Out of these four, this one sounds the most interesting to me. It has Medicube, Zero Pore Pads, Neck Wrinkle Patches. Let's look at this real quick. I don't know what that link is, but let's just search this up real quick because I do like this. Neck wrinkle patches. I do think this could be huge. I do know there's wrinkle patches for like your face and stuff like that, but specifically for the neck, I think that's a category we could hit because a lot of just say bigger people, they might have like some wrinkles on their neck, and just because obviously it could be more about a weight issue, it could be about an age issue, but I do think this is nice. So we're gonna go ahead and go with this one. Now, normally what I ask next is, what's the problem this product is solving? Now, obviously, we kind of already know just by the name of the product it gave us, but I always still ask it, but because there might be a specific problem that we're just overlooking, right? Because this is what I always say, no matter what product you pick, the market's going to determine the problem it's solving and who's it for, right? Like, it honestly doesn't matter, you know, but you could make it very easy. For example, what's the one that's been blowing up recently for your pores? It's not these, but let's just say like these. It's pretty straightforward what problem they're solving, right? It's literally just solving blackheads on your nose, right? Cleaning your pores on your nose. It's really hard to change that change that to, let's just say, your pores on your back. If you have back knee, your pores on your face, you know, because we have pores everywhere. But like the product itself has someone wearing it on their nose, so the product and the brand knows specifically who and what problem they're solving, right? So let's see. It says neck aging often overlooked, tech neck from modern lifestyles, expensive professional alternatives, quick fix versus long-term gap. I do like that. It's a quick fix. Whenever something is a quick fix, it will crush it on TikTok Shop. And now this is where I look over the problems it's solving, at least by what ChatGPT says, and I see, are any of these problems it's solving big enough to the point where we could come into the market and really crush it very early on? Because I'm going to say this straight up, any brand could get you to, let's just say, 100K a month, right? It just depends on the timeline, and like you should still be profitable at the end of the day. But we want to ramp it up very quickly, right? We're trying to scale quick. Obviously, like our previous brand, we just launched it, 100K first month, 200K second month, right? And we're trying to crush it even more. Obviously, now it's just the limitations of TikTok Shop, because you do know if it's a brand new shop, you are limited to 50 orders a day for the very first week or two, as long as you get 200 orders delivered, which sucks. That's a whole nother conversation. But let's see. I do like the quick fix problem, and I do like the neck aging often overlooked, because people look at like their face, why they get Botox and stuff like that, but no one talks about the neck. Neck could be a serious issue that we could honestly solve. And now this is where I start asking, what's the best material to use for this product? Oops, I spelled that wrong, but don't worry, ChatGPT will correct it. Now it's going to give me some materials that will be good for this product specifically, and I've pretty much kind of launched something similar to this product, mouth tape, so I kind of know certain things that we'll need to ask for. And the nice thing about this, it could be made in China. I don't think it'll be a big problem that's made in China. If it could be made in Korea, that's even better, because Korean skincare, and that's great. People love that Henko. Medical grade, let's see. Best choices for the market, I like that. So medical grade silicone patch is what it's telling us. So now at this point, we kind of have an idea of the product material that we want. And now let's just ask chat, give me a list of suppliers from the US we can contact that can potentially make this product. And from here, it's going to send me a couple, hopefully, that we could contact, call them, and just start asking them questions about the product, right? It's still very early on, you know, but you can still contact them, because at the end of the day, they want your money. And you're really not wasting their time, because you are interested in launching this product, right? And I did mention, since you could get this made in China, the nice thing about it is you could go to Alibaba and you could honestly make an RFQ. If you don't know what RFQ is, oops, sorry, it always just auto sends me to like the nasal strip listing. There's not my manufacturer, but the nice thing about Alibaba is you could create an RFQ. So let's just see RFQ Alibaba. And that's just where it's a request for quotation. It's nice because you could legit just say what you want, like this video right here, how many you want, what's the price point you want to get it at, and people will contact you. So for this specific product, this would be great for RFQs. But let's just say if you want to stick to the US, well, right here, you have some suppliers right here, right? It's saying Tai Kai USA. Let's click them. Let's close these out. Perfect. Look, that's pretty much what we want. Custom masks and patches. We want patches for the neck. So this is honestly perfect. So we can go ahead and contact them. Let's just see. Where's the contact? Might be start the project, but I just want the phone number. I like the phone numbers. I move quick. Boom. There we go. You see, we got the phone number. Ring them up. Say, hey, I'm looking to get this made. Is it possible? This is the material that I think I want to go with. But if you think a better material is better for the skin, then you just let me know. And that's why I always tell manufacturers, you don't want to be like a know-it-all to a manufacturer, right? I always tell manufacturers, hey, this is the formula or this is the design I came up with that I think is best. But if you think one is better, you just let me know, because you're in the game. I'm obviously just getting into it, right? Depending on the product. So it's always good to be open-minded and always listen to your manufacturers, right? But boom, there, ring them up. Now let's go to the next one. Arcade Beauty. Let's see. They look like they're huge. Love it. Have the pictures of the warehouse. Ring them up, right? Ring up every single one, right? And just try to get quotes. You know, tell them the quality that you want. Tell them the quantity that you want. I always recommend getting 5,000 units when you first start TikTok Shop. That's just my recommendation. And try to get a quote and start comparing the prices. And the nice thing about ChatGPT is I could say, give me another 10. I could keep on going until pretty much ChatGPT says, hey, I think there's not any more, right? Now let's see. Here's another 10 US, California base, Pennsylvania, Texas, New York. If you want one close to you, pick one close to you. But now let's go even more in depth. You give me some in Korea. Just because I know Korean skincare is huge, and if you could market it that way, it blows up. Trust me. Let's see. Boom. Look, we just literally just got one from Korea. And they're going to be in certain expos. This one just passed. Actually was there at Cosmoprof. Shout out to everybody that was at Cosmoprof. But these are huge too. Try to meet the manufacturers in person. Trust me. Shaking hands is so much better. You get a way better price too. But boom. Looks like they could do it. Is there a phone number? This is going to be a little different just because they are in Korea. So a phone number might not work. So just email them. Email them, boom. And start comparing prices to Korea too. And that's a cool thing. You compare prices from China to Korea to the US. See what makes the most amount of sense. Try to get some samples here and there. Always try to make sure that the samples could be refunded into the purchase order, right? Obviously, if you don't decide to go with them, you got to eat up that loss of the sample, and that's okay. But always try to make sure that whenever you're doing a refundable sample, that you could get it credited back to the PO, because sometimes they do get expensive, right? Like R&D fees are pretty fucking expensive. We just got quoted $3,000 for one, and we're gonna have to do it, right? Just because we like this manufacturer, we want to go with that manufacturer, and that's the price that we have to pay for it, right? But that's pretty much what I do whenever I'm deciding on what type of product I want to launch. Now from here, I start working on the branding and I ask who's going to be my ICP, and I start reverse engineering it from there. And you might be asking, well, Varo, could you show us exactly what that means? I could do that. Don't worry. I have a free entire course. It's an hour long. So if you want to check it out, it's going to be linked down below. But I appreciate you so much for watching. And if you found this video helpful, make sure you give it a like and subscribe, because I'm posting weekly videos on how to help you crush it as a TikTok shop seller. I appreciate you. Varo out.